Hey there, it's your Avon lady, Chris Arnold. I have your product picks for campaign 19 of 2025. And you may notice we're in a slightly different locale today because one of our brand new products are Anew Ultimate Multi-Performance Eye Patches. I wanted to give you a demo of them in use. So I kind of needed to do this upstairs. So these are really cool new eye patches, and I'm going to go ahead and put these on because they do stay on for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I want to get those on now so we can do the rest of the video. They do come with this handy dandy little spatula, and they come in the jar so the patch is submerged in the serum. So you've got your little spatula to take them out, and I'll tell you all about them once I get them on. You can apply them both ways, you know, whichever direction you want to go with them, and you just kind of pat it in there. And we'll get one for the other side. And they are nice and cool and very slippery when you first put them on, so you can really work them where you want them to go in place. Okay, so now that I have those on, just gonna rinse my hands real quick. And then start telling you about what's new in campaign 19 of 2025. And they are a little slippy slidey, so we do occasionally have to push them back into place. But these are our Anew Ultimate Multi-Performance Eye Patches. And I've been able to use them for a couple of weeks. I got my first jar at our convention a couple of weeks ago, and am really enjoying them. I do probably 2 to 3 times a week. I do these. The results you can expect from these, so you would want to use these if you're looking to visibly brighten the under eye area, and they really are very slippy at first, but as they start to dry, they stay in place much better. Reduces the look of puffiness, firms the under eye area, and diminishes the look of dark circles, which that's, you know, I've got that kind of under eye shadow thing going. So that's always my biggest concern. And then, you know, smoothing out some of those wrinkles. So you can use them morning and night. It does, like I said, takes to dry down about 10 to 15 minutes. So I don't do them every day just because, you know, the time to do that isn't always there. One thing I like to do is, whether it's morning or evening, if I'm not immediately putting on like makeup and stuff right after, I will cleanse my face, I will put my eye patches on, and then I will just take the rest of my skincare with me downstairs, and I will go about my routine. And when these have dried out completely, which may be more than 15 minutes if I'm not paying attention, I take these off, and then I put the rest of my skincare on just downstairs. So that's one way that I work that into my routine, because sometimes when steps take longer, they're harder to work into your daily routine. So that's one way that I'll do it. You discard the patches after each use. There are 60. Let's see, I forget. Let me check the box. I think there's 60 patches, so 30 days of patches. There's 60 pairs of patches in there. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. So you discard these after each use. They feel kind of like a little jelly material, and then they've got the serum on them, so you can see how. And you just turn them whichever way you want to make them fit where you want the most. I want the most on the inner corner of my eye, where the wrinkles and stuff are the worst. Place the eye patch with the wider end where you want the most coverage. So I'm also getting a little bit of help for the upper cheek area. And then you always want to keep the jar tightly closed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oops, I set my spatula down in the serum instead of, it does have this handy inner lid that you lay the spatula in to keep it in the jar. And you want to keep the lid closed tight so that the serum doesn't evaporate away. It's a great way to give your eyes a little bit of extra care. So you can do this to hydrate just before makeup application or a special event. Some folks they'll do their eye makeup while they have the patches on. So this catches any fallout from your eye makeup. and then you can take them off and put the rest of your skincare and your makeup on. I haven't done that yet. I haven't gone like that far that I've started putting on makeup while I still have these on. I treat them more as like a little spa experience, that because it has a very cooling effect. I've actually already been out in the heat this morning. I had to go run one errand before I could do this morning. So I put off doing my skincare till I came back, and it is very cooling. It's helping me cool down from being out in the heat already today. You can also, if you really want to amp up the cooling effect, you can store them in the refrigerator, which will make them feel even cooler. As far as key ingredients, we've got red algae, which is found to be really rich in fatty acids, and that's known to help with hydration and brightening. We have caffeine, which is known to help reduce the dark circles. Caffeine has been in products to help with puffiness and dark circles for quite some time, so it's a known ingredient for that. And oat peptides, which are going to help with the skin's elasticity and reduce the appearance of the fine lines. So this is something you're going to love if you're looking to instantly brighten and refresh tired eyes. If you're looking to deal with puffiness and dark circles, or a loss of firmness in the eye area, or if you like a fast-acting, targeted skincare for like really super fast results. It is hypoallergenic, dermatologist tested, and formulated without parabens, sulfates, phthalates, fragrances, and mineral oils. So none of the stuff that you're going to want to avoid in these. Partners perfectly with if you have, if your primary concern is puffiness under the eyes, it partners great with the Anew Hydrofusion Depuffing Eye Serum. If your primary concern is like the fine lines and wrinkles, there's the Anew Ultimate Multi-Performance Eye System. That's the 2-part eye system. You can also use it with the Ultimate Supreme Eye Balm and the Ultimate Supreme Firming Cream, which is what I use it with at night. That's this one, the Firming Cream. I use this at night a lot. So if I'm using them at night, that's what I'll follow up with. So some other new things while these continue doing their thing. Some other new things, we do have another great addition for eye care in Campaign 19, and it's our Anew Clinical Line Eraser with Retinol for Eyes. So a lot of times it's really hard to find retinol creams around the eyes because the skin around the eyes is so sensitive, and retinol can be kind of harsh or irritating for the skin. So we've got the 0.1% retinol for the eyes. So they've got the right dosage of the retinol in a cream that's going to help keep it from being irritating for that eye around the skin around the eyes. The eye around the skin, that's a weird thing. But it helps improve the look of fine lines, wrinkles, dark circles, puffiness, and more for a very youthful, refreshed appearance. In about 2 weeks of using the line eraser with retinol, you'll see the fine lines and wrinkles appear reduced. You'll see the skin texture is visibly reduced, so you get smoother skin, and that the eye area just looks firmer. Of course, it is retinol, so you want to use that in the evening and apply a small amount under the eye area after your cleansing and your serums, and then just pat in, just like you can do with the eye patches. Just pat that in until it absorbs. It does have the 0.1% retinol, as caffeine, which of course again helps reduce the dark circles and puffiness. Panthenol, which is a humectant, which means it draws the water into the skin's outer layer to help smooth the skin and combat the dryness. And shea butter, which this is going to help be soothing to help keep the retinol from being irritating. And shea butter is very rich in antioxidants, and those are known to help reduce moisture loss and keep the skin looking smoother. So obviously you're going to love this if you're looking to smooth and firm the skin in the eye area, targeting fine lines, wrinkles, and uneven texture. And anyone seeking a retinol product specifically formulated for the delicate eye area. Again, hypoallergenic, dermatology tested, ophthalmologist tested, which is great. You really want anything that's going to be that close to your eyes to be ophthalmologist tested. And formulated without parabens, sulfates, phthalates, fragrances, and mineral oil. Of course, perfect partners are the other clinical line eraser products. We have the original line eraser, the line eraser targeted treatment, and the line eraser advanced retinol serum. We have all of those available. Those would all play well together. And then the Beyond Glow Centella collection would be a great partner with this also, because the Centella collection is known to help soothe irritation. So it helps balance out if you get any irritation from the retinol. The Centella collection can help balance that out a bit. So yeah, we're still drying out here. And I keep pushing them up a little bit there. They haven't really slid, but I still feel like I have to keep pushing them up. One more fun new thing to share from this campaign. And, oh, there's my marker. A new FMG Love True Devotion liquid blush. So I like the liquid blush because it's a very versatile option for the blush. So you can do, it's a very hydrating formula, and it's got, you know, the formula just melts into the skin. It's got a buildable, creamy feel to it, and a subtle pearly finish. It blends easily without the tacky feel. Sometimes when you get liquid, you get that tacky feel. And I can't really get to where I would apply the blush, so I am going to do this on my hands. But the great versatility in this is you can do what we would call a 1, 2, or 3 dot application. So 1 dot of color and blend it in is going to give you that, you know, wake up the skin, and I woke up like this with the natural glow. 2 dots is going to give you a bit more color, and that's the, oh, you're making me blush, natural flush to the skin. And then 3 dots is going to be, oh yeah, I did just return from a tropical vacation, and I've got that lovely sun-kissed glow. So this is the shade Sweetest Day. And here, so we'll do 1 dot to show you. So you do the 1 dot, and of course, you know, on the cheeks, it's going to go even farther, and then blend that out for just a really nice, soft glow. If you do a 2nd dot, so here's where the buildable coverage comes in. You get a little bit more color and get more of that, a little bit of a blush. And of course, obviously on the cheeks, it's going to spread out even more. So it's not going to be, you know, you can spread it more and you can go even a bit lighter. And then the 3rd dot, you get really deep color there. And then the other color that I have is long stemmed. So, and it's more of a pinky color, whereas this one's more of a warm orangey color. We'll just do the 1 dot here. Make sure I don't use the same finger as the other one, and get that nice light flush. And you see it's got kind of that little bit of a pearly finish to it, and it blends in and looks very, very natural. Like it looks like your natural skin. I'm going to blend this one out a little bit more just because that's an awful lot for such a small space. So it was staying a little bit darker than you might like it. So it does blend out really, really nicely. So you see, even if you end up with too much, you can just keep kind of blending it out and still make it that nice sheer flush of color. So this is another great addition. So it has been long enough. Let me wash this off my hands real quick. So now I can take these off and kind of show you the results there. So when they're dried down, you just kind of pull that off and just gently, using your ring finger, of course, pat in the rest of the serum that's on the skin, and then do the same on the other side. And you can see it just has it look a little lighter, a little more awake, little less lined. And then I follow with the Clinical Collagen Booster Eye Lift Pro, and that has a dual system. So I'm going to use the gel and pat that along my brow and upper eyelid. There, and then the cream side is for the under eye area. So, and I'm just going to pat it in. I don't really want to rub it, both because I don't really want to pull that skin, but I also don't want to rub away the serum from the eye patch. So there's that. And that's the rest of my eye care. I'll throw on a moisturizer when I get off the video, but that's what I have for you for campaign 19 of 2025. So hope you enjoyed those, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks.